Well, I know what we should talk about. That's like one of the first movies ever to have like animation.
Animation with live action.
Yeah.
We're going to the zoo.
This is my year. But yeah, we can post it this week, but we'll just the viewers are gonna know the name before we do, if there is viewers. Our one friend. No, so really quick, we're just going over why we're doing this. Is because we as friends both already talk about movies quite a bit.
A little bit.
So like why not just record it? See if anybody else finds it.
Why not make a bunch of money off of it?
Yeah. No, because we're obviously everyone else is gonna find us hilarious. Mm-hmm. So obviously we might as well just make money off of it. But no, I think it's also just because we have fun with it, and it would be cool making it a platform where other people can have fun with it as well.
Yep.
If they like. What else?
Well, that's most of it. I just like movies a lot.
Yep.
I think they're really fun.
Just two dudes loving movies. No, we both are huge Letterboxd guys. Letterboxd is the app that we use for our posting. Not sponsored. We try to get as many of our friends on it as much as possible, because it's fun. It makes movies almost like a game, as well as, because I compare movies as to just watching a good book, or not watching, like reading a good book, I think there's a lot to look at them, like there's a lot to them, and it's a good conversation topic. Almost everyone's got a favorite movie, so yeah, I think that does it for an intro. What do you think?
Yeah, so it's just
well, I know what we should talk about because we just watched a movie here, and I think that our first thing that we should bring up is, I know a lot of our friends do not agree with musicals.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on musicals, JJ?
Well, I did not like musicals for a long time. And I think it was mainly... Actually, Sound of Music was probably the first musical I'd watched.
Yeah.
Other than like Disney princess movies, or I don't know if those count. But I think I watched...
live action musicals. I think animated musicals are like a whole different category.
Yeah, but then there's also musicals like Les Mis, where it's a real musical where they're actually singing the entire time, where that's a little bit different.
I'm saying like, I don't count that. Like live action musicals are musicals. I think kids movie, like animated musical, I don't even people call them musicals just because they're like, I don't know. I've never heard anybody call Tangled a musical. Really? The live action version of it.
Don't they reference it in Tangled? When is his name Finn? Flynn Rider. When he's like, why is everybody just started singing?
Oh, yeah. I guess they did break the fourth wall there. That's cool. No, I just like, yeah. I when I think musicals, I think things that have been turned into plays, or plays turned into movies, or books, like Les Mis, or isn't like...
I think Oklahoma's a play.
Oklahoma's a play for sure. I've actually seen a couple plays now that I think of it. That's actually kind of crazy. I don't go to plays.
I don't know if
like
I've
that.
seen any musicals live.
I think so. We watched a classic movie that I grew up on, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, which would not be a movie that could be made today.
Probably not.
It is heavily what's the word? Let's just say how a man would go about getting his wife would not be allowed in the same way as we would today. I don't know. Maybe some countries they still allow that the way they do now, but
yeah, I don't think we look too highly on those countries.
But it's a wholesome story. It's a wholesome story. The music is great. It's very charming, as I like to say. Like Sound of Music was. Sound of Music is also a classic of mine. Grew up on that. But you didn't like them. Was it like a recent thing in your like?
I don't know. I don't even know when I started liking them, but now I generally can enjoy all of them.
Because we have friends who just. I will say I don't like every musical, but I definitely think that if the musical's done right, I know a lot of good movies that are just musicals. Like, there's a lot of like really good movies that come to mind. That when I think of them, like La La Land, is musical. Yeah, so
see, that's where I don't know if I would call it a musical.
Cause no. Obviously, it's a musical, but like now that I think about it, it's mostly piano.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot of.
There's
a little bit of singing, but it's not like.
No, it's a musical. I mean, I don't know what I'm thinking. Like the whole opening is a musical. Like Another Day of Sun.
Yeah.
It is. I just like, I think why it transcends musical is because it's also so like cinematically.
Yeah,
like
probably.
Beautiful. Like a lot of people it's not on the same playing field as like it would be. Like you can't make La La Land a play. I don't think. Maybe
yeah,
you could.
well, I think a lot of the beginning is a whole dance choreographed sequence, and they're all singing. There's another part where they're singing, but a lot of it they're just dancing.
Yeah, but then like when City of Stars comes in, it's like not like something it's very personal. It's very like specific.
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I'm also thinking of like the ending sequence, which has no singing in it, and also the one inside the Griffin Observatory. That one has no singing in it.
Yeah. It's all like but I still think that there's enough music parts in it to make it. I think another one we were talking about was Fiddler on the Roof because that's a classic.
Yeah, I just watched that one.
And I think that is probably another instant classic because there's so much. I mean, it's obviously like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, I didn't know that when we started.
When you started it,
we were like, "Wow, we need to start this soon."
Along with Sound of Music, like both those movies, was like a score when I was a kid because we would watch them like late at night, and it was like bonus stay up time if you got to watch Sound of Music, Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh yeah,
like I'd talk I'd be able to get like get in good with my parents to like let me like watch it with the rest with them because it'd be like you'd find the loopholes like it's educational or like it's like it's teaching me something it's got like I don't know, something like that, and then they would let you stay up and watch it, and then I think the first time I ever watched Sound of Music was like probably when I was a kid and I was like not able to stay up till midnight watching Sound of Music.
Yeah, I think we had that same thing, and we definitely watched it for some school thing.
Yeah, like shout out to the homeschool parents. Homeschool parents letting us learn things from movies and TV shows. Oh, it's a cooking show. It's yeah, I don't know. I think I would say La La Land is my favorite musical for sure. But
I'm still not convinced. I wouldn't put it in the same category as the movie we just watched, Seven Brides and Seven Brothers.
Yeah, it's just not in the same world. But the musicals that we know of, like from these like the classic era, like they have like such a. They obviously can't compare to like movies that have shots like we have now, but like for what they did now, like we were talking about how they literally cut in like the miniature, like
the rotoscoping. I still don't know exactly how it works. I kind of want to experiment with it.
like they can't do a life-size avalanche of 2 mountains. So they like have a miniature scale version of it that looked real, but then edit in the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
well, basically
for that time, that's
you mask
like,
out the people. So on your camera, you're basically blocking out a little section in black, so that when you run the film, it doesn't expose this one section of the film. And then you rerun that film through the camera, but have the matte box reversed, or the I forgot that it's a screen plate that they put on front of it.
yeah,
They do it in. That's basically how they did all their like green screening work. It wasn't
So
green screen,
cool.
but that's how they would get like half one shot exposed and half the other shot exposed, because then they would just run the film back through and expose for the people.
It's crazy that they were literally like, all right, I'm doing editing work. They're just actually cutting live film and putting it together. Like,
yeah,
it's just, it's crazy. I mean, compared to now, like, we just
click, click.
backspace. Yeah, like, I don't know. I think,
Also, like, if you accidentally cut film in the wrong spot, you have to like tape it back together.
oh my God. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think, we were talking about, a lot of people also don't know, nowadays with musicals, with Willy Wonka.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
Everybody's like had a huge deal about with Wonka coming out this last year, being like, oh, it wasn't advertised as a musical. It's like going, you know, nothing in the trailer was advertising how it's got songs. It's like, if you paid attention to the original source material, Willy Wonka is also another movie where a lot of people probably don't realize that was a musical originally, because the original is a musical.
Yeah.
And the horrible Johnny Depp remake was also a musical.
Equally horrible, yes.
Equally horrible. Oh, you don't like Wonka, right?
No, I didn't like. I didn't like the. There's no Willy Wonka thing I've seen that I've liked.
Oh, you don't like the original Charlie and Chocolate? Oh, okay.
No.
Well, this is a new topic here. I did not realize we were going down this road. But yes, I don't know. I love the original Willy Wonka. I hate the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I probably watched the remake first, and that just ruined it all for me. That might be it.
That is
I might have
so
to.
sad.
I might have to rewatch the first.
Oh.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about seeing it through that light now. Like, it's something I feel like that's one also thing that you kind of have to watch when you're younger. Like, you're not gonna have the same attachment to this movie as I do, because it hit me in a way more moldable spot.
This movie was better than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay, great.
Yeah, there's a lot about it that there is something just about like 50s movies. They were just.
Yep.
It feels like a really good time to make movies. They have a
warm. It's like a warm cup of apple cider, for some reason. It's just like it's comforting. You know, it's a comfort movie. I think I could watch this movie on a rainy day. It's kind of like watching. I mean, Old Yeller's more sad, but it's like watching Old Yeller or, any movie. When did Old Yeller come out?
Well, there's a newer one that's probably like from the 90s.
Not the newer one.
But I don't think I watched the old one that much.
You did? Have you seen it?
We listened to the book a bunch as kids, so we didn't really watch the movie that much.
Oh, yeah. 57. So.
Oh yeah, so around the same time.
Yeah. Well, I think Old Yeller is also just like a massive classic. Like everybody references the Old Yeller when they think it comes up. Like it's.
Anytime a dog has to die anywhere.
What? Yeah, anytime I think it's one of the main three dog it's Marley and Me, Old Yeller, and
Lassie.
No, Lassie's no. I think it was is it like A Dog's Purpose or something? Or I don't
Another
know.
movie?
There's another one that's like a big three of like dog reference movies. Air Bud.
Air Bud.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we listened to this book, Where the Red Fern Grows.
Oh wait, yeah, it's Where
the
the Red Fern Grows.
Yeah.
No, that is also a really good dog movie. That one's tough. Actually,
that one I think is probably even more sad than
Old Yeller.
Maybe.
That's true.
Also, I don't even think they
realized.
I don't know how they play it in the movie because I've probably only watched it once. But the kid who's running in the forest with his hatchet,
yeah,
chasing after the ghost coon,
which
is
man,
like the biggest coon in the whole
you're just
county.
Remembering biggest what?
The biggest coon. Well,
I think we're gonna cut that. I think we're gonna cut out that. We're not getting controversial on our podcast. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
But he's running and he trips on his hatchet and falls into it, and they're like walking up to him, and they see that his like face is all pale. It's super creepy.
Wait,
in the book.
So in the book, the kid dies?
I'm pretty sure the kid dies in the book.
Whoa. Okay.
Not the main kid.
You're
like the neighbor kid.
Oh, okay. You're also reminding me how boring Where the Red Fern Grows. I loved Where the Red Fern Grows as a kid because of how like it was probably like one of the most in-depth movies I probably watched at that time. But
I'm going solely off the book because I don't remember anything about the movie.
But I remember those scenes of them running in the rain and all the forest. I can picture that, and I remember it being so boring. But I also know that the ending, it's all good stuff. It's about the kid. He literally he saves up money to buy those dogs, right?
Yeah, he finds them in the magazines, and then he goes to the town, which is like the big town, and he tries a soda pop for the first time.
Yeah, you're remembering it from the book. I do not hear. I know another thing that I really want to talk about. Maybe not tonight, but like on a different time. But I definitely want to talk about books versus movies at some point.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, but staying on the topic, getting back from dogs. Would you eat a dog?
Would you eat a dog?
Anyways, getting back on topic to musicals. Yeah, I think I liked Wonka a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The new one. And I liked it because it captured a certain musical, like a standard that like the original had. And I thought the humor in it was all like on par. Like it was a funny movie.
I am remembering the guy that he like drugs with the chocolate.
Hilarious.
In the zoo.
So
that
funny.
Was so good.
He's like, that's nice. It's definitely one of my favorite movies, like most memorable movies from last year. But I don't know. I could see I with the whole topic of musicals in general. I definitely see that if it's just not your thing, then that's just like a type of movie where you're just like I get it,
So I think the hard part is suspending reality, because who stops and starts to sing?
Yeah,
that's a little bit difficult.
It's people who have a hard time with that,
But also, there's something about old musicals that have that charm. And I think, like you said about Seven Brides and Seven Brothers.
Yeah.
Or Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Is that what it's called? That one and Sound of Music. Like, there's something to it. Even as a kid, I always remembered Sound of Music and all the music from it.
Yeah.
We kind of listened to it a bunch, but I find it harder to, like, newer musicals, I can't connect to in the same way.
Well, it's because, do you think it's because of the suspending reality thing? Like, they stopping it?
I don't know.
Because La La Land did it flawlessly.
La La Land does it really well, but I think it's because they're not.
I haven't seen Les Mis, actually. I can't really speak on Les Mis just yet.
Les Mis is like they're singing the entire time.
Oh yeah, the whole
There's
movie.
no like.
It's
Yeah.
a soap opera kind of much. Like the whole movie is just singing.
It's like I think that's what an actual musical is. I mean, I'm not an expert on
That's
them,
fair.
but
Well,
I always thought it was like you sing the entire thing. So, which I don't even know if I could think of any other movies that are like that.
Movie musical that does a horrible job at suspending reality. Suspending reality, and I think it's a hot topic because I know a lot of girls who love this movie, and I can't get over it. I cannot like. Well, maybe if I don't know. I could maybe eventually I could like it, but at the moment, the first time I watched it, I do not like Mamma Mia at all.
Oh.
And it was like I wanted to like it so bad because I love ABBA. I love ABBA music, but the whole movie. I think the movie is written around the music or something.
I haven't seen the movie.
Like they literally just take ABBA songs and make it a musical, which is, I think, I'm pretty sure that's how it is, and it's just it stops. Like when people stop to start singing, it feels so much more abrupt and amplified than any other musical. It feels like a more corny, like everything's, but like it's a nice scenery, like they're in Greece or something.
So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe one part of it is that if they're making this movie around the songs, that probably doesn't work super well because then they're just trying to throw songs into a movie. Where I think the way a musical shines is like displaying a certain emotion, like in the movie we just watched. The part where they're all lonesome. The whole thing is just to show that they're lonesome, which you can do in other ways, but the music does it really well.
And the song's writing isn't even that clever necessarily. Well, it's pretty clever, but like it rhymes. But like it's not. It's like it's not like cheesy, but it's like it's simple lines about how they're feeling, but it's also like such a good tune. That's like.
Well, I think that's part of it is that tune carries a lot of emotion behind it.
Yeah.
And that's probably how you need to work with a musical is have your songs need to tell a specific emotion that you're trying to tell that works better in song than it does in imagery, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think there's other like things I do not like about Mamma Mia, but I definitely think like production wise, it definitely was. It felt rushed too. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I know that there's. I get why people would like it because again I like ABBA music, but other than that, I think that's definitely like the first thing that comes to mind with musicals I don't like. I don't think there's any, like even too many that I don't. I can't really think of.
I know another really good one would be Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I don't. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is such a. Like, I feel like that's a movie that's like. Not a lot of people know about Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang would be like my family's version of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Yes.
Like we
also had Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So where does that fit in?
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, but.
And that's another long
Mary
one
Poppins.
too.
Is Mary Poppins a musical?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Poppins is a musical. So like.
See, but these are all
that
old
Dick
movies.
Van Dyke touches.
Oh yeah.
is gold.
And probably a musical.
I grew up. All my family, we grew up watching the Dick Van Dyke Show. A bunch of shows from like the 50s and 60s, like black and white and early like color and stuff like that. It's like, where it all kind of had the certain aesthetic, the vibe of and so knowing that actor before I even like watched Mary Poppins as a kid was like even cooler, So and he's still alive. Like,
yeah.
like almost 100 years.
I think
old.
I was watching a clip where he has like all of the awards except for an Oscar. which is crazy.
Throw him in
and
one more movie.
He's like,
give him one more chance.
Over 90 years old.
I always said that, like, it's crazy that he hadn't picked up anything in the more recent era. Like, he's obviously older, but he did not get anything big from, like, the...
I can think of
like
one.
Around the 70s? What?
I can think of one in the 2000s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Night at the Museum.
Oh!
He's Cecil.
Right. He's huge in Night at the Museum. But... yeah,
because whenever
true.
I found out
that
those were the same guy as the guy from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That was a shocker.
That was a shocker. No, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is so good. I think.
Oh, they're stomping around.
They're stomping up there. They want to hear the pod. They're listening to the ground. No, I think Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is such a classic. The scene with them inventing the candy.
The Toot Sweet.
The Toot Sweets. The scene where they're carrying off the grandpa in the bathroom.
Yeah.
He's singing about, like, nonsense. It's so good. All just because he's an inventor, right?
Yeah.
He killed that role.
Yeah, that's a really good.
And I think their chemistry, him and the lady, that's some of the best some of the finest on-scene chemistry, for sure. Like, Mary Poppins, he's good, obviously. I never watched Mary Poppins too much as a kid, I don't think.
I think I only watched as a kid, so I don't really even remember.
Like,
I remember Penguins and the Cannonball.
Oh, yeah. That's, like, one of the first movies ever to have, like, animation.
Animation with live action.
Yeah.
I think it is.
So impressive. So cool. My first ever animation live action movie mixed was Looney Tunes. Have you ever seen the Looney Tunes? The movie with Brendan Fraser. What's it called? It's like a breaking the fourth wall. It's where, like, the Looney Tunes live in the world where Warner Bros. Makes them, and they argue with Warner Bros. Executives.
I've seen, like...
It's different than Space Jam.
Yeah, I've seen it on TV. Like, when we had cable and stuff, it was on TV, and I had watched part of it, and I was so confused.
Looney Tunes Back in Action.
When did that come out?
2003. The year I was born, 2003. That's crazy. It has 3.1 stars on Letterboxd.
I don't remember much about it except for.
It's a crazy movie. I remember it being like, whoa, I'm seeing, like, live action people. And then I watched Space Jam, which...
I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit would be before all of those.
Wait a minute. Maybe Space Jam came out before.
Space Jam came out before that one, I think.
Oh, yeah. Like 7 years earlier.
What about Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Space Jam I've seen a million times. We had it on VHS, and I don't know about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Space Jam is definitely probably a movie up there that I've probably seen the most times in my life, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know what the best part of Space Jam...
I've maybe seen it once or twice.
You know what the best part of Space Jam is?
The sequel.
Oh. No. What was I looking at Space Jam for?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, I was
want to know when that came out. Because I think that was really the first big movie where they had animation.
88.
Yeah, so a little bit.
Yeah, that's... And Mary Poppins. Mary Poopins. Oh, no, Mary Poppins is 64. Crazy.
So that puts it around Sound of Music.
I think I've seen the sequel with Emily Blunt playing Mary Poppins, but I don't think I remember. I remember hearing it's great.
I remember it being good, but that was all I remember.
Yeah,
of it.
I haven't seen I don't remember it that much, but that's due for a rewatch. I think
that was a Christmas Day movie.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I watched it Christmas Day.
That's fitting. I think what were we talking about? Space Jam. Space Jam. One of my favorite lines from Space Jam is when, what's his name? Bill Murray. Bill Murray runs out on the court.
I don't remember this part.
Okay, you've seen Space Jam, right?
I've seen it, but
Okay.
it was like I don't remember any of it.
They're like in the final quarter of the game, and they need like help, and they're in the Looney Tune world, and Bill Murray comes running in on stage, and he's like da 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 da, and you know who Bill Murray is, obviously, and the big alien evil guy goes, whoa whoa whoa, I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this picture. It's like a fourth wall break, and Bill Murray's running onto the court, and it's like he's referencing Dan Aykroyd because they're both in Ghostbusters. It's just awesome. I just remember being like, getting that as a kid was like hilarious. It was. I didn't get that as a kid, and then later on, I loved Ghostbusters, so I like watched it. I was like, this is hilarious.
Can you think of a lot of fourth wall break movies? Because we just watched Deadpool, which has a lot of that.
Yeah. So,
but I don't know.
Chill on the Marvel stuff, Jake. I'm just kidding. We're saving Marvel for a different time. No.
For our cinematic universe.
For a whole cinematic breakdown.
We'll bring in experts and guests.
Just me. I'm the expert. No, I'm just kidding. No. Ooh, I know a couple people that we can get on that. But yeah, fourth wall breaking. I don't think I've seen. I would say it's good if done right, but I've not seen too many people attempt it and fail.
Yeah, I just don't. I think I just didn't think about it that much.
It's also it's like depending on what your sense of humor is. If you find it funny, it's gonna work out usually. But
Ferris Bueller, that's probably one.
But Ferris Bueller doesn't. I don't. It's not this. He's not breaking the fourth wall. There's a difference between narrating, I think,
and making because there's somewhere it's like real world references.
Yeah, he's not referencing that he's being filmed, but he's just talking to the camera like as if it's. I guess that he is kind of breaking the fourth wall because in the end of the first Deadpool, the extra credit, he's doing Ferris Bueller. But
I mean, Fiddler on the Roof does the same thing. He does that talking to the camera, but I think
that's the camera, or he talks to God because most of the movie's talking to God.
Yeah, most of the movie is, but I know the start of it is him narrating, talking to the camera, and it goes straight into the first musical act.
Okay.
But I didn't think about. I kind of want to watch it again now, because all those scenes where he's talking to God are very interesting because they do different stuff with the camera work.
I would say Ferris Bueller was not breaking the fourth wall until in the very end when he goes, "Oh, you're still here." That's for breaking the fourth wall. It's like when he's registering the audience as a viewer, kind of thing. One could argue that like the whole movie he's kind of breaking the fourth wall, but I still think, regardless, it's a classic. It's an amazing movie. But I don't know. I wouldn't. That's not. When I think fourth wall breaking, I'm thinking, you're referencing the audience as a viewer, and you're making pop culture references that stands to outside the movies, or like, recognizing that you are in a movie.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't have that pop culture reference thing in it. The Ferris Bueller doesn't.
Scream does that a lot. The Scream movies, they don't do. Now that I'm thinking about it, they don't like directly fourth wall break, but it's like the whole entire plot, like the whole entire they add it into the plot of the scary movie that like what is it? It's like.
Are you talking about the movie, the scary movie?
What? No. I'm talking about Scream, the
Okay,
actual ones.
the actual.
Like Scary Movie is like a spoof off of a lot of horror movies, including Scream. But like Scream talks about, if it happens in the movies, it's like the kind of thing that'll happen in the movies, so like it'll happen to you.
Yeah.
And they have like a movie inside Scream that's called Slash or something like that are about what's happening in Scream. Like the events of Scream takes place, and then in Scream 2 they have a movie that's called like Slash, and it's like a spoof itself of the original movie, and they're like selling with you like, oh, this is what the original story was like. So it's like what we would do if something would happen nowadays, where we would make a movie about it, like a theatricalized movie about it. But then like in the Scream movies, like those fake movies, like all actually
they correlate to the real ones,
and it gets like more people riled up, and like it creates more killers and ends up creating more killers.
That's interesting.
It's like a whole different kind of fourth wall break. It's messy, in my opinion. It's all. I don't think any of them are fully written, like high quality writing. You know, I don't think any of them are like any of those movies are like high quality. But like, I do think that they're entertaining. At least the first and second. Around the first one is good. I do like the one that we watched, the latest one in theaters. You haven't seen all of them. You've only seen like the last one.
I've only seen the last one I watched. Yeah.
But I think I've watched all of them. The newest one is definitely one of the best ones. I didn't think we were gonna like it. You liked it. I mean,
I liked it more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Like
we didn't think we thought it was gonna be garbage, and it was actually like decent.
It was better than garbage, is what I would say.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It was a fun movie, I think. But it was just like, it's those kind of movies that are just like really predictable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I think why did we begin to fourth wall breaking?
Yeah, that actually got me thinking about musicals again. I don't think musicals aren't a fourth wall break, but they do have that same like, this isn't a realistic thing, and we realize we're in a movie.
Yeah.
So there's something. I feel like there's some correlation between those two things where.
It's almost like as if I was automatically gonna start dancing "Bye Bye Bye" from NSYNC in a sequence of killing about 30 people.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I think that it's definitely something that we can't overuse, both of those things. But, you know, it's still like a key factor of movies when they're done right. It's done right. I think along with, is there any other like movies that capture those two similar kind of vibes?
Like telling a story in a non-realistic way.
Heavily narrated movies. I can't think of any.
None come to mind. What I was thinking about when we were talking about musicals was Frozen 2.
Haven't seen that one yet.
Well, let me tell you.
Everyone
it's a great movie.
Loves Frozen 2.
There's one song in there where they do it so well, and it's like, it feels like a 70s music video almost.
I don't watch a lot of 70s music videos.
You would know if you saw it. Like the styling of it and how they edit it is, it feels like a Bob Ross thing. I don't know.
It feels like a Bob Ross painting is what JJ's saying.
No, it feels like a Bob Ross episode, not the painting. But the
like
painting
it's
in the
peaceful?
It's just
a work of art. That's high praise. I don't know. I just think that I don't know. I like the first Frozen. You know, I watched Frozen for the first time in theaters when in Texas when we get very little when we get those random week-long complete freeze-overs.
Mm-hmm. When Elsa gets
like
angry.
February. I don't know. Maybe it was like January or something. But yeah, it was in theaters, and our whole house power was out for like a couple days. Everything was like iced over and froze. Like we got a couple like inches of snow or something. I don't know. We had snow on the ground, and we were like going over to our neighbor's house for like major for like Wi-Fi, you know, or like you know,
essentials.
electricity. Yeah, the essentials. But like it's mostly because, but like then we were planning on going to see the movie, so our neighbors came along too. So I guess we all saw Frozen, and so that's the biggest thing. Like, you know, my mom would always say, "We saw Frozen when it was frozen." Like, that's hilarious. But no, it definitely added to the vibe of the movie. It was definitely cool as a kid. Like, our power's out, so we're just gonna go see a movie in the movie theater. Like, you know, it was one of those things where it was like a score, you know. So you know, it's one of those things. And when you're a kid, you're like, good things happen out of like unfortunate events, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like your brother, like has to go for like this big test, or like go somewhere for a big like, or like a meeting or a group thing, so you get to be taken to like a trampoline park or something. It's just like one of those things where you're just like, you find the awesome out of like you score as a kid. Like in reality, like nowadays we'd probably be like, that wouldn't have been that big of a deal if we just didn't. But
yeah, this isn't about movies, but there is something about like one little event in the day is like the craziest thing when you're a kid. Like going to the zoo is like, we're going to the zoo. Yeah. No, it's this is my year. No, I know we're like getting off topic, but yeah, that was like a special way of memorying that I watched Frozen. By the way, when did that come out? 20.
We need status on every
14.
movie. We need to be brought up to date, up to speed. 2013.
13. That was a confirmation. You looked it up.
2013.
Okay, that was 1 year. But anyways,
inappropriate movie, I guess, for a 9-year-old self.
Dang, you were little.
Oh, maybe I was 10. Yeah, I was 10. Yep.
In that second one, there's that song. He's like alone in the woods, which kind of reminded me of the song in the Seven Brides movie.
Yeah, the brothers.
And it does the same thing where it like captures just the emotion of all of it.
So much depth in Frozen 2.
There's a lot.
Sponsored by Disney. I'm just kidding. No,
even though Jordan Peterson said that's the worst movie ever, I still think it's good.
Really? Oh my goodness. You know how's the worst movie takes? And we're going to get on this for a second, but
Ben Shapiro.
and I'm going to bring this up immediately when we talk about Marvel, but Ben Shapiro, listen, if you're out there listening to my podcast for some reason. No, just kidding. He just listen. Most of his takes on a lot of other things are valid, but just when it comes to movies, stop there.
I thought you said this wasn't gonna be controversial.
Oh yeah.
You just agreed with everything Ben Shapiro
No,
says,
I didn't say agree with that. I'm just saying like maybe there's a couple things that I can agree with him on. I'm just saying like I don't think he's I'm not like out there against him. I'm just saying his movie critics. It sucks.
It's pretty bad.
All I have to say on that is if you think that Wonder Woman 1984 is a good movie and is better than majority Marvel movies, then I think you should get tested for insanity. But anyways, back on topic. Another thing I want to mention, you know what movie? So like, okay, why I'm also kind of bringing like all these things kind of come to mind is because like I'm thinking of tropes in movies that like are consistently good. I know that like arguably musicals are not consistently good. Like, you know, a lot of people would argue against that or anything, but to me, I think consistently majority not. I think it's also just because I'm like a sound guy. I like certain like I like how the edit sound. I like how they like put a lot of that together. Music is a huge thing in movies to me. Like, soundtrack, everything. Like if you pick a good soundtrack for a movie, it's already bumping you up like 10 times a rating for me. But like that's massive. I guess one thing that also just came to mind with musicals is Lego Movie a musical?
I think all I sing is everything is awesome.
I think there's other songs in there. They're making a new Lego movie. Did you see this?
Yeah.
With Pharrell Williams, and it's like an autobiography, but it's all Lego, and it's like it's so cool. Called Piece by Piece.
Really interesting.
It's gonna be so good. I'm seeing that in theaters for sure. We gotta see that in theaters, but it's so cool. It's such a creative idea of like nowadays. Like I think we're gonna get a wave of like we have creators that are like artists that are seeing movies come out that are huge, like Lego Movie, and they're seeing a whole different type of like animation style than like just seeing like a. And I think they're like that's where they're also like seeing the creative side of them is coming out, and they're like, I want to make a movie like this way, like we have a ton of autobiographies, like, you know, movies where like people want to produce their music through movies, but I think, I mean, also it's kind of interesting to see an autobiography of someone who's
still alive
and
still doing the same thing, I guess.
Because I guess we don't have too much of that. Also, Snoop Dogg's gonna be in it.
One that was interesting that I watched recently was Hillbilly Elegy, which is.
That's a musical?
No, it's not a musical.
Oh,
but it's
an autobiography.
I guess it.
Somebody else I know also watched that movie recently. It's Amy Adams, right?
Yeah, Amy Adams. So J.D. Vance, the vice president nominee.
Controversy here. No, I was kidding. Go ahead.
He wrote Hillbilly Elegy when he was like 35.
Wait, really?
Yeah. He wrote the book.
Well, I know. Wait, what?
So, and he starts off the book saying like it's weird. I haven't read this, but I've looked at a little bit about the book. He says it's weird like writing a book about yourself, even though I'm only 35 and I haven't done anything. So
wait,
the whole
what? Wait, the movie is about the book that he wrote?
Yeah, and the book that he wrote is about him and his life.
And he's like not even. He's like 40. He's like not even that old. What the heck? Are you serious? Did the movie come out recently?
That's why we watched it. It came out in
next podcast. We're talking about. I'm just kidding. No, I need to watch that now. That's so cool. I did not even know that. That's so random. It's like that's something I never would have like. I guess it's only because I just heard about the movie before you guys told me that. But
yeah, I didn't know that either because I was hearing they were like, yeah, because I didn't know anything about J.D. Vance before all this.
I want to.
I'm 100% sure. In the movie, they call him J.D. Vance.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's actually in it?
He's not in it, but his like people play him in it. It's about his early life, growing up.
What's it called again?
Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh.
it like instantly became #1 on Amazon, like books wise, because everybody just started reading it right away.
Oh, yikes. It's got a 2.7 rating, though.
Well, so that's the funny thing, is he did all this. He only went into political office in like 2020 or 2022. So he wrote this book and produced the movie before he got into politics. And it still got like the really bad critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Like 23%, I think.
Yeah.
But got like 85% with the audience. And
I trust Letterboxd score over Rotten Tomatoes, though.
well, with Rotten Tomatoes, you can get if you see a contrast like that, then you know something's up.
Yeah.
Because if the audience likes it a lot and the critics hate it a lot, there's something else behind it.
Letterboxd only feels like it's the audience or like in like actual moviegoers.
It still has some.
You think it's strong critics?
I don't think it's strong. I
Watch it.
I
They
think
might
they
sponsor
just mix
us,
it
though.
more, so it's going to be more of an average of the two.
Yeah.
But
That makes sense, but I still think that it's mostly based off of the users. I still think, I don't know. I mean, I don't run.
well, I think I just mean that the users are a specific type of audience on Letterboxd. I think. I don't think you're going to get an average of all the people on Letterboxd. I think it's going to be skewed towards people that watch movies a certain way.
So going back to the Hillbilly movie, you're bringing that up because
I don't even remember why.
I think we're shoot.
I was talking about something before that.
We were talking about
about autobiographies of people that
right.
survived.
Sorry, we were talking about autobiography.
Because he did that and he mentioned it in the book, but like people go through some stuff in their early life, and I guess you can just write about it.
Yeah. Okay. So, talking about autobiographies really quick. Is there any like honorable mentions that you have in mind that stand out to you? Because I know that I know which one we both like, but
like, I think technically they'd be called biopic movies, right? Biopics.
yeah.
We're
No, that's what I
here.
meant. Yeah, obviously.
Well, this one isn't a movie, but the John Adams HBO series is really good.
It's not a movie though. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's a mini-series.
No,
it's on Letterboxd.
No, I was thinking of Elvis first.
Oh, yeah.
Newer. I understand critiques about that movie that are weird about it, but I like a lot of people think I've heard some people talk about it, how it being fast-paced, like very like overstimulating, and
I think
like some of the things.
I think that fits Elvis pretty well, though.
But yeah, I think it. I mean, it wasn't too fast paced for me, because they definitely slowed down in some parts, but it's also because they're covering a lot of his life. Like they covered like literally from his start to end, and I think that's really hard with biopics sometimes.
Yeah, especially because like
if you're covering a lot of years.
In that one, they actually do cover his. Not his birth, but like he's probably like 9 at the start.
Oh, I don't remember him that being that young. I guess so though.
Yeah,
I remember him being a teenager.
The Ted revival.
Right.
At the start.
Well, I just think like if they have to cover a lot of years, it's not that. Sorry. We'll cut that out. It's gonna look like I'm a bad friend. No, it's actually because I literally told him that I'd be home at 11 his time.
Oh.
And it's literally 11:30 right now.
Oh no.
For him.
You can you can hop on Discord right there.
No. We gotta wrap up soon, anyways, because it's getting late.
Yeah, we went on longer than I thought we would.
It's not the best idea necessarily to shoot episode 1 at 1:30.
Nope.
But you know what?
But we had to get episode 1 done.
We're
so
doing
that we
this
could do episode
for you.
2.
We're doing this for the view. No, we're doing this because it's fun. What was I talking about? We were talking about Elvis. Well, run really quick. I was gonna say, um, but yeah, if they're covering a lot of years of someone's life, and like they can do that well, but if it's there's a lot of content in it, like there's stuff story driven to it, like they had to cover a lot of years in his life, but like specify a lot in there, so they couldn't cut out a lot. It would like, because then you'd be like, what happened to this part of his life? So it's like a lot of people. There is a lot of biopics that they could make where it's like covering things in their life, but they could probably cut a lot of it. Like they didn't have to do their whole entire life.
Mm-hmm.
They could just do like certain years. But for like Elvis, it was such an important thing, so they had to like really crunch it in. And that's why I think it was like a little bit, But I think it was amazing.
Yeah, there's so many biopic movies though that range from like accurate to completely inaccurate. So it's kind of hard to pick one that's good because you never even know if it's like The Social Network kind of comes to mind.
Yeah, but I heard that's not like it's not accurate to reality, but I think it's still somewhat tells the story of like some things that I just think, I think that
because that's a good movie.
It is a good movie,
but
that is a solid like based lightly off of a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Based off a true story is different though. I feel like than biopics.
Mm-hmm.
Like a biopic is more about an individual person, and one I'm really excited for is just the MJ biopic, Michael Jackson one.
Oh yeah,
and it's coming out. I'm so down. I am there, and his nephew is playing him.
I think you did tell me that.
So cool. I'm really excited for that, and I've not seen the Rocket Man biopic. I have seen the Queen biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah,
really good. But
there's a lot of musical ones. Like
there's a lot of musical ones, but I'm loving it. I think if they do them right, they're so fun to watch. But it's also just because I'm a sound guy, That's also just because I just like the music. But no, it's been great. I think they're doing a good job of covering it, and I'm looking forward to the Pharrell one as well. But yeah, it's really interesting. I think why these creators are like coming out and being like Pharrell Williams was like, I want to do a Lego animated one. It's probably because he just watched Lego movie and was like, yeah, we're doing that. Or like, I don't know. That's what I think they would probably do. Because like, if I was a regular artist, I wouldn't be one of just like a regular, like, I think we're going to get like biopics of artists, but it's going to be like set in the animation style of Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be cool. Like I think the creators nowadays are like also they want to be more imaginative with their with how they display their life story. But yeah.
All right.
Who knows? We might get Taylor Swift movie biopic in Playmobil, or
Playmobil,
or Duplo.
Imaginex. Did you have those?
What?
Imaginex.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna get the Connects.
The Connects.
We're gonna get Taylor Swift's movie out of loose pieces from Monopoly. And sorry, no. It's it's just like a cool. It's a cool outlet, and I think that they'll probably pursue it more. As I'm calling it now. But yeah, I think we do have to wrap up because it is getting late. I think it's gonna be fun to now we have our setup. We know what we're gonna do.
We'll have a lot more episodes. I'm thinking we'll have like a whole episode on like a movie review episode or specific topic episodes.
I want to go over lists, and I want to go over like hot topics. I think it'd be fun because we're already talking about all that originally.
Yeah. Lots of stuff coming.
But yeah, we'll probably like just put it on here now. But I think, what else was I gonna say? Hopefully next time we have a name. Hopefully by the time
we already have a name.
Yeah, we already have a name now. Hopefully by the time that people, if someone's hearing this, we have a name picked out.
We'll let you know what it is.
And you'll probably already know what it is by, seeing it. But anyways, the only podcast you really want to hear. You don't know any podcasts that specifically.
You'd probably listen to this one, and
that's about it.
Yeah,
there's no other I don't think I would listen to any other podcast. Honestly,
I wouldn't listen to anything else.
Honestly, I can't think of any other.
No.
Any friends? No, no, I don't think so.
No.
Anyways,
yep, that's it.
That about wraps it up. Thanks to anyone listening. Thanks, Mom. No, I'm just kidding. And
I want to thank the Academy.
And we like to sign out. Do we have a sign out thing? We don't have any cool sign out thing.
No, we do not. Honk.
And also, it's not gonna be Scream Bros. I don't even like this because we're
Scream Bros.
Scream Bros.
Stop moving so much. Where the fuck is Scream Bros? Scream Bros. Scream Bros. Scream Bros.